everyone, most especially to Dr. Patribenson M. Saluman. So I am your reporter for today, Miss Larlene Ovidia, studied at Cebu Technological University, Cebu City Mountain Satellite Campus, and currently taking up a Bachelor of Elementary Education, and I'm a second year student. So I will tackle about the school as a learning community. So are you ready, guys? So please listen. So first, our objectives for these lessons. At the end of the lessons, students will able to first define learning communities, and second, describe school as learning communities, and the third one, explain the importance of the four major areas in school learning communities. Let's begin. So let's talk about the school as a learning community. So many schools today promote the attractive vision of becoming a learning community. So but what exactly is learning communities? So let's define it first. So now let's define first what is learning community. So learning community is a group of people who share a common interest in a topic or an area, a particular form of discourse about their phenomena, tools, and sense-making approaches for building collaborative knowledge and valued activities. So that is the learning communities. In addition, guys, learning community, it is a group of people who share the common academic goals and attitude and meet semi-regularly to collaborate on classwork. So they have a collaboration. So such communities, guys, have become the template for a cohort-based and interdisciplinary approach to higher education. And also, guys, the learning communities provide a space and a structure of a people to align around a shared goal. These communities also, it's enable participants to share results and learn from each other. So as what I told you a while ago, that there would be a collaboration in that community so that they will grow and to become a progressive. So as what I said, the participant to share results and learn from each other, thereby improving their ability to achieve rapid yet significant progress. So they become progressive. In addition, also, learning communities connect people, organization, and systems that are eager to learn and work across boundaries in pursuit of their goal, of their specific goal. So let's move on to the learning communities in higher education. So here, as you can see in your screen, here, learning communities in higher education. So a more specialized use of term. A learning community is a group of students who take two or more courses together. Students explore how what they learn in one course can help them more fully understand what they are learning in other courses. So meaning, students who take 2 or 3 classes together, the classes may be designed around a unifying theme, or as in the case of courses in specialized major, based on the course that reinforce the student's special needs or requirements. Then also, guys, students who take two or three courses together often get to know each other and the professor better. This often enhance learning. So that's why they enhance learning by doing like that. So taking 2 or 3 courses. And it also said that each learning community enrolls no more than 25 students. So it's either 25 below, just like 20 to 24, 20 to 22. So just like that, if your student is gamay ra, like 25 below, so meaning mas mahatagan og bilis sa teacher. So the teacher can focus to their learners on that time. And then the learners can collaborate with their classmates and they can easily interact with. So let's move forward to school as learning communities. So when people come together and work toward a common goal, a community is formed. Did you believe that? And in school, that goal is learning. So it means that the schools reflect the inherent characteristics of community. It seems almost right to label school as learning, no? Because in school magod, of course in schools, it's bring groups of diverse people together with a common goal of a student learning. So the common goal of that people, even though they are diverse, lain-lain sa lahi, but they have one goal, is to learn and to gain knowledge. So let's move on to a community where all are learners. So a learning community works together to facilitate participation by all members of the school community. So that means that some of philosophy of communities such as this is everyone is a teacher and a learner. Everyone has an expertise ready to share with others. The community is based on something like inquiry and reflection. In one community, we can be a teacher and you can be a learner and you can be a teacher also. Because we have this kind of expertise that ready to share to others so that others will know and gain it from you. The community is based on also the inquiry and reflection as what I've said. So what I'm doing, what will help reach the learning outcomes for the students? What can I learn so I can better support the student program? Those are the questions that you might think. Okay, next. Let's move forward. So, Dewey Scholarship emphasized the diverse aspiration and experience of students, and he called for educators to be experimental and intentional in their efforts to meet students where they are at. So, that's why the teacher will only facilitate because they will observing their learners. If they give the activity and the students will perform it, and they can see that the students is capable of doing like that. The students have a potential. So did you see the quoted, no? Meet students where they are good at. Then also, student-centered learning and active learning models as the root of the experiential and cooperative learning embedded in the learning communities of the 21st century. So now we already do that. The learning, we are in having the student-centered learning than the traditional way, right? So in the traditional way, the educators will always feed us an information. We are just receiving. We're always consuming what the teacher give it to us. And then now, since it's student-centered learning, so we, the students, will able to initiate and perform the activity, and the teacher will be the one who facilitate only or guide us where should we go and what should we improve to become as an individual, to become an progressive. In addition also, John Dewey is often credited with creating the idea of schools and classroom as communities, and his approach is helpful in understanding what community means in the classroom. For Dewey Magud, community is not just a name for a collection of individuals or an ideal of harmony and collaboration, but he said that it is a process of people living, working, and especially learning together. So that's what called of Dewey in the year 1916. So that's it. So in the one community, we are working, right? Where we have different work, we're diverse, and of course, since we always met every day, so we can learn from each other what their behaviors, when we need to adopt, including the culture of that, how can we socialize with other like that. Now, let's move forward. So let's talk about the four major areas. School as learning communities focus on four major areas, and these are, first, what is the first one? Learning for all. And the second one, student voice. And the third one, professional collaboration and support. And the fourth one, family and community involvement. So just take note of that four. So let's tackle each one of those. We need to tackle the first one. the learning for all in learning community. So the students' learning and achievement as a top priority. Did you believe that? Because we always look forward. If we are the educators, we will look the students learning what they have learned, what they need to do, what they need to in order for them to apply in the real world setting, like that. So, according to Dufour, that ensuring learning for all students means providing immediate and direct interventions for students who are falling behind. So, meaning, schools shift their focus from ensuring that students are taught to ensuring that students would learn. Staff members begin to work collaboratively to find what practice really help that students to achieve and high levels at competencies. It could be that, according to Doffer again, it opens a discussion with your colleagues. It is the best way daw. It is open a discussion with your colleagues, whether member of your schools have a common understanding of what students are expected to learn and how they are assessed. So we are still basing for our students still. So here are the questions that we need to concern about. So first is, does your school respond to the struggling students? And what kind of extra supports do they need to receive? So in that way, we can make sure that there are ways to ensure that those students or these students don't fall farther behind. Since we all know that everyone are agreed that learning communities must foster learning for everyone, not just for students but also adults as well. Now let's move forward to the second one, student voice. Student voice said here that in true learning community, everyone has a voice. Yet, many schools do not offer students the chance to voice their opinions or make contribution to the school. So that's some problem nowadays, no? That's something that the schools or else it has the students have a problem itself because the students is shy enough. Maybe we need to comfort her or provoke her, that certain students, because once we know that what are the problems, so we can address them, we can find a ways on how can we help them. So next is the professional and collaboration and support. Professional collaboration, guys, and support are essential to building learning communities. Yeah. Unfortunately, however, teachers in many schools continue to work in isolation. This situation can lead to a competitive culture in which teachers are reluctant to share their strengths and fear acknowledging their weaknesses. So if there's a collaboration within the professionals, so it can build a learning community a progressive one as a whole. According then to Richard Dufour again, that school must give teachers the time and opportunity to collaborate, and teachers must stop making excuses for their failure to collaborate. In addition, also, the group provides a safe place for teachers to open up their practices to their peers and freely discuss questions and concern successes and failures. If they collaborate or if there's a collaboration between the professionals, so they can have a progressive, as I say a while ago, that they can create a beautiful output and they can overcome their failure and their weaknesses. There's a questions like, do you meet with your colleagues to discuss classroom practices? What elements of your practices would improve through collaborations? Just like that kind of question. So through that one, you can assess that what can you do in order for every one of us can benefit. Believe that as a professional, collaboration supports will have a big impact to our community, the learning communities itself. So let's move on. So last but not the least, the family and community involvement. So by welcoming families and collaborating with the community, schools can strengthen families, invigorate community support, and increases students' achievement and success. That's according to Epstein and Salinas 2000. It's because if there's a involvement between the family and the community, so of course it's easy for us as the school to boom and of course to guide the students. It also said that they highlighted the importance of an organized program of school, family, and community partnership with activities linked to school goals. Okay, so to prove this kind of journal, according to the Lamson T. Lams Family Test Preparation Workshop, increase parent involvement in student learning while preparing students for high-stakers test. By handling more responsibility to parents, the workshop strengthen and expand the school learning community and give teacher more class time to focus on rich content. See, so if there's an involvement within the family and the community, so it could be the help the students to learn better. So that would be all my report. It is just a part of the school as a learning community part 1 because the part 2 of this is the next presenter, Miss Maria Angeli Acoimo. For our reference, so here are the links as you can see in your screen. So that are the links that I got, the sources for my PowerPoint presentation. So once again, I am Lorlyn Uvida, a BE2 student. So I hope that you learned something about my report. It's just a part 1. The part 2 will be next. So thank you for watching.